one spot and don't swing for the fences in another. Just try to make it even keel all the way through. We'll see if that's what the players do, but that's not for a little bit. As of right now, we're going into this matchup. A lot of fun. ADRIEL going up against RYLEY, our current world #2, who honestly looked like maybe we were going to say goodbye to him early yesterday, but he was able to come back and stay alive. And then on the other side of it, we had a really fun matchup. I mean, these were our first two matches of the day, RYLEY versus Yoru, and then Ruben versus ADRIEL. Really, really fun to see Ruben and ADRIEL match as well. So here we go. Going back to bait. RYLEY was the only person that we saw run bait yesterday. He did it in his last match, and his last match in the very first game. And we'll see. I mean, apparently he liked what he had there.
Yeah, another thing is about this match, I saw someone say in the chat today that RYLEY took ADRIEL's spot at the World Finals last year. That's the reason why ADRIEL didn't quite make it to the top 8 for the World Finals. So this is interesting. I think that ADRIEL has a lot to prove here in this best of 3.
Yeah, that's a great little bit of history there to add to the drama of this matchup. I mean, definitely two guys that are feeling like they're at the top of the world. RYLEY definitely has the edge on ADRIEL in that sense, and ADRIEL getting a really nice breakthrough here. Boss Bandit's still there to tank. Ice Spirit comes in late. Mighty Miner is able to clean up that hog. 22-59. ADRIEL up by 1, but Mighty Miner on the board and a hog hit in as the Evo barrel comes out. Perfect timing, perfect everything there. You can see both of them with the raise of the eyebrows. ADRIEL proud of his prediction and his play there, and RYLEY going, all right, man, okay, cool, let me get some damage somewhere.
Yeah, I like this matchup a lot for ADRIEL. He's got a really quick cycle. He even has the Fire Spirit, which is good versus Goblin Barrel. And he's locked in. He's got a nice prediction on the Fake Barrel as well as a log onto the real Goblin Barrel with that Evo. And now RYLEY's in a situation where he's going to have to keep spamming. He's going to have to get even more Goblin Barrels on the board to try and cycle back. But he does get some damage into here. But here comes the hog. Earthquake going to drop down. Boss Bandit dashing. He goes for a defensive Goblin Barrel. And this tower is gone. Right, he's going to play next game.
Didn't love that barrel right in the middle of all. Able to get back to a second barrel and kind of use that. ADRIEL's kind of lane. She can really, really punish you. Although in game #1, really worked out for ADRIEL.
Yeah, she's a double-edged sword. If you know what you're doing with it, it's really going to provide an insane amount of value. But if you make even one mistake in how you play it or an ability here or two, next thing you know, you've used 8 elixir on one card and your opponent's overrunning you.
So those decks you guys are seeing on the screen are not what we saw in game #1. Those are from the previous matchup. Just a heads up in case you are worried and anyone repeats a card. And don't worry, we're on it.
Gobstein in the back, and looks like RYLEY's got the Tesla. RYLEY using a drill deck with the Dark Ob without the Evo Dark Ob or the Evo Tesla. So, and without the Evo Drill. So what even are the Evos here? This is kind of interesting.
Yeah, that is really interesting. And I can't imagine he made an Evo mistake, but with only 2 spots left, he's going to have to hope that he didn't. There we go. Evo Valkyrie is the second to last. Goblin Doctor, Goblin Monster coming out. I think I called him the Goblin Giant earlier. Give me a break. It's 7 in the morning. And also, we haven't seen much of the Goblinstein. I'm really happy to see Goblinstein kind of working its way back into the meta, honestly. I know that for a long time, people were sick of it and thought it was a little too powerful. Definitely a really tough card to when Doctor doesn't feel the ability.
Yeah, I think that's... I still, in certain situations, I don't... Probably going to be dropping a poison on top of the Goblinstein most of the time. And if not, he'll have that Valkyrie on top. Help him stop.
Bomber showing up a few times throughout the competition after its nerf, but it's completely hamstrung after it happened. But game on an Evo Bomber at the bridge that you couldn't get to.
Yeah, I think he's in a pretty healthy spot right now. It definitely just doesn't seem like it since he was so strong. Really nice ship damage. Sort of damage matters, so it makes sense why we're seeing him come out a couple times here in this drill deck.
Yeah, and that's a great point that you make. You always see that at the highest level. Any lick of damage is incredibly important, and yeah, that bomb coming through for only 2 elixir is the other thing you got to remember. So, all right, here we go. Another push coming in here from ADRIEL. Focus on that right-hand tower. 2204 plus
Evo Snowball. It's the Valk and the guards.
Wow.
But he's able to stop it. He's staying alive. The Goblins do get one more hit, and the Gobstein Scientist as well. ADRIEL now up about 300 damage here despite not having a big spell.
Yeah, ADRIEL just keeping up some really great pressure, and you know, this deck, this iteration of this deck is, you know, kind of what we saw Pedro run as well, and I don't know, pretty cool. Seems like it's working out all right.
Yeah, ADRIEL's liking
Something
it
we
as
didn't
well.
see at all yesterday. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I just think, yeah, you're absolutely right. We haven't seen it at all, and it doesn't even look like a good deck, honestly, but it's working, and that's all that matters. Speaking of working, these guards are working. Get some damage for RYLEY on the right side, and all of a sudden, we're kind of evened up. We have about 53 seconds in triple elixir overtime. Arrows on the Dark Gob, and RYLEY completely switching lanes.
Here we go, poison on top of the hut. Hut right in front of the tower to catch the guards, plus the drill. Now the Evo Snowball comes in. Goblins from the hut, though, should come out and help. 1353, still a decent amount of damage in there for ADRIEL. Down to 1330 against 405. RYLEY back on offense. Evo Valk, the great equalizer, comes in. Fire Spirit on top, but those goblins are going to get on top of the tower. Fire Spirit mistimed.
And once again, this is the importance of having a log or bar barrel in your deck. If the opponent goes for the Evo Snowball and you don't have something to take out those goblins, and once again, look, the goblins are in the tower. RYLEY with a snowball on offense, but the bomber's helping out. Goblins still get hits. This is shot for shot. Everyone is going in for the damage in the last second.
The Dark Goblin
locks on the tower, and RYLEY takes game number 2, tying up the best of 3.
Top 1,000 players get invited to what then gets you to the end of the month in our CRL monthly finals. So I hope that made sense. But the best way to do it, subscribe to the channel, follow on Twitch, follow along on Twitter or X to make sure that you see when these competitions happen. And then, hey, we could be calling your matches here, just like how I've never called a Tourist or a Yoru match before this weekend. Been doing this for a very, very long time. That could be you this year.
All right, we're hopping to game number 3 here. This is an elimination match, so someone's going to be walking home away with $500. I mean, it's not nothing, but I know the ambition these players have. They want that champion prize. And the Ram Rider ignores the Goblin Hunt once again. This pathing, the recent pathing update, I'm glad I'm seeing it not only affect me, but also the best players in the game.
Yeah. That's a really good point that you make, because I definitely have found moments where, I mean, and RYLEY's not completely out of this game, but he is in a bad spot. But I've definitely found that happen quite a few times. Great King Tower activation there. Still cost him a little bit. Where the new pathing has just completely done me dirty.
Okay, Monk in the back from ADRIEL. We have a Skeleton Surround last second from RYLEY. Really well played. That's going to be 0 hits with the help of the King activation. And you're right, it did cost a lot for him to make that activation happen, but it's an investment. It's going to help him out for the rest of the game now. But now he has to deal with this expensive push. We have the Monk, Ram Rider, and once again, Ram Rider getting pushed to the side by the Monk, making it so that it completely bypasses the Goblin Hut. And RYLEY's just shaking his head. He's taking a lot of damage. He's shaking his head here.
He's so tilted, and I can imagine why. I mean, it's 2 back-to-back missed pulls on the exact same push coming across the bridge. A Monk plus a Ram Rider. The Monk, the density of the Monk, body blocking, pushing that Ram Rider maybe a half tile over. And yeah, with that new pathing, that is not going to do it. So RYLEY going to have to get a little more used to playing that Goblin Hut, just 1 tile over to the right. And, you know, it's going to pull the Ram Rider, and it's also going to spawn Goblins to help out in that case instead of doing a whole lot of nothing.
Monk counter pushing left-hand lane. ADRIEL does have Lightning as his last card in this deck, or he should. So that's also going to make this even more difficult to make this comeback happen. Goblin goes on the left-hand lane again. It is placed 1 tile up, and the Ram Rider isn't getting pushed by anything this time, so it will pull. Augrider does get some hits. RYLEY's starting to lock in here and maybe get some damage back. Maybe there's a comeback possible here.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, he's doing a great job getting damage where he needs. He's, you know, as we've talked about for years, he's sacrificing that left-hand tower HP and gaining elixir for that. He's also making really great micro interactions using that King Tower like you talked about to make up for elixir. So it's definitely not over, especially with that lightning. And now you see ADRIEL kind of hitting the panic button a bit, going, okay, wow, all right, you've got a big spell. Got that boss bandit that's causing me a lot of trouble, and I'm only in the lead because you missed 2 pulls on my Ram Rider. So ADRIEL's starting to feel the pressure here. Great Skellies plus Ice Spirit, 1068, 829. RYLEY felt like he was completely out of this. Now the splash from the Firecracker is in. RYLEY has just about taken the lead. Not yet. 918, 829. Hog Rider in.
Targeter in, Raymar to try and slow it down. Ice Spear to freeze. The King Tower is helping, but the Hog does get the hit. RYLEY now... Wait!
Oh!
The Boss Bandit re-dashes back to the tower, and RYLEY is lightning range. Will ADRIEL build a lightning block? No, he has nothing to make it happen. RYLEY is going to make the craziest comeback we've seen today.
No